everyone, my name is Fatima Bay. I hope that this video found you in good spirits and that you're truly enjoying this virtual leadership conference today. First, thank you for having me. It's an honor to have even been asked to speak today. So today's message is entitled, Progress is a Process. Do not give up during your process. Just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I am a professional seamstress, designer, dressmaker, and teacher. I have my own business. I make and design wedding gowns and special occasion dresses. I am also known for my inspirational quotes and words of wisdom through social media, which is primarily why I was asked to speak to you ladies today. So going back to the message, progress is a process. Do not give up during your process. We all have moments of discouragement. We all have moments where we just say, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not there yet. Forget it. And that's normal, really. If you feel that way once in a while, that's normal. And it's really okay to admit that you feel that way, but don't stay there. I like to use the example of you have a trip. We're going to go from New York to California. And New York to California is a long way, but we can get there. We have to stop and get gas. We have to stop and stay at a hotel. We have to eat. We have to go to the bathroom. So we need to make some pit stops along the way so that we can get there in a healthy manner, right? The same thing is true for whatever your goals are. And again, I do not want you to just take this message and just simply say, how can I apply this to business? You need to take the principles that I'm talking to you about today and apply them to your own life, your personal life as well. So what I'm talking about today applies to both personal and business, but it's up to you to decide how that applies because all of our details are different. So we have a trip, again, from New York to California. Halfway there is roughly Minnesota, right? Do you get halfway there in Minnesota and get out your car and start jumping up and down and whining and complaining because you're not in California yet? No. You make whatever pit stop you need to make and you keep going. And the same thing applies to so many issues in our lives. Now, the reason why I mentioned the fact that I'm a seamstress in the beginning is because I'm going to use myself as an example of my own details, an example of how you can apply this principle to your life. So I am an award-winning seamstress. I'm not just, your average sewer that you find at the cleaners. I have actually won several national and international awards for my sewing, which is a huge, big deal for me. I never ever thought I would be able to say that about myself. But I can now. And I worked hard to make that happen. But do you think I didn't have moments of discouragement? People look at me all the time. If you read my reviews online, people say all the time, oh my God, you're amazing, da, 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 da. I never believed it. I had to keep doing what I do to finally accept myself as a professional. People who see what I do and they've seen me teach, they see how I handle people. You wouldn't think that I ever thought that about myself, but it's true. I didn't always have this confidence that I do now. Now I'm, not afraid to touch anything. But you know what? I was afraid to touch wedding gowns a long time ago when I first started. I was at David's Bridal for about 10 years. And that's the reason I can do wedding gowns now, because I did it there for years. Now, half of that time I was the alteration manager, which was a very high stress job, but I'm grateful for it because I wouldn't be able to do what I do now if I hadn't gone through that time. And if I had given up while I was at David's, I would not have the business that I have now. I would not be able to do all that I do now if it wasn't for my time there and the process, which was a difficult process to get there, but I'm glad that I did. And when I left David's before I started my business, Abishai, I could not believe that I would ever be in the position that I'm in. I did not believe it. And for a lot of you, some of your issue is confidence as well. It's true in relationships. It's true with your business. It's true with you. So it manifests itself in everything you do, business or personal. We do have to work on our confidence, but I will tell you one of the ways, there are several ways that are much longer than I can put in this video that I built up my confidence. But one of the ways is not quitting and keep doing it and keep trying. And with every mistake, don't beat yourself up. Take that mistake and say, okay, yep, I screwed up. That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. Whatever you say to yourself, you screwed up. Okay, that's fine. We all screw up. And anybody who says they didn't, they're just lying to you. But take that and turn it into something that, okay, how can I make this better? And even if it's public and even if it's embarrassing, still take that and build on it. You know, life's going to throw you rocks. You can either let them crush you or you can step on them and move on up. The choice is actually yours. So when you are in the middle of your process, it is easy to get discouraged. One of the reasons we get discouraged is because we keep that discouragement to ourselves. Sometimes you just need to have the right person to feed off of. The right person, I should say, let me reword that. The right person to vent to or bounce your ideas off of, or bounce your thoughts off of. Could be a friend, could be family, whoever you have that you can trust. That person can help, that person or people can help keep you balanced, because if you keep everything to yourself, you will almost always get discouraged. You will almost always unnecessarily beat yourself up, because we all do it. I mean, all of us. All of us. All of us, we all do. We beat ourselves up at some point. Instead of doing that, sometimes that person may say just the right thing that you need to hear in that moment. Have somebody around to help keep you balanced. Just talking about this with a group of friends. It's important to have people around you who can give you a different perspective to keep you balanced. And sometimes you need to just look back and remember where you came from. You know, when you get out of the car, going back to my analogy, you get out of your car in Minnesota and you're like, oh, I'm not in California yet. Oh, I should be there by now because you took a wrong turn. All right, you took a wrong turn. You made a mistake. So that doesn't mean that you can't still get there. It means now you know better and you won't make that mistake again. It happens. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just move forward. Because there's nothing you can do about what happened yesterday, what happened 2 hours ago. You can only do something from here and now and move forward. So that's what you need to do. Also, along the way, going back to my analogy, if you're going from New York to California, that's a long way. You're going to need to stop and get gas, food, hotel, all these different things along the way. You have a goal that you're going to need to meet. You're going to need to take detours along the way as well. And sometimes in life, things throw you detours. Perfect example, COVID-19. It threw all of us detours, right? It threw me a detour because during my usually really busy, flourishing season, which it was going to be a great bridal season for me this summer, I had to take on another job because I couldn't do my job. Doing what I do requires getting very close and personal with all of my clients. And obviously because of COVID, we didn't know what was going to happen. I couldn't do that. So I took on another job for the summer, and now I'm going back to my business again. It's okay if you have to take a detour. Don't let the detour be your discouragement. You may just have to take a detour, but you can still get there. Determination is one of the ways you're going to get there. I unfortunately have to cut this short because I really want to go on longer. But please, if you want to hear more of what I have to say and more words of wisdom, and you just want to see what I've already put out there, which is thousands of them, follow me on Facebook. And you can friend me on Facebook as well, because I friend everyone. Fatima Bay 2 or Fatima Bay 3. And IG is fatima.bay_. And I hope to talk to you all soon.